So the topic today is simple average method under the time series analysis, which we are studying in the index numbers. This is the flow. Now under the time series analysis, seasonal variations are kind of patterns which reoccur and are quite predictable. Why? Because they are attached to or tied to certain specific season or time. That is why they are quite predictable. Now today we are going to study the simple average method, and it is one of the most simplest and easiest method to study these seasonal variations only. The only condition is that the data should be available season wise. It should be arranged in a proper manner. It may be season wise like weekly or monthly or maybe quarterly. So now the simple procedure is first of all arranging the data month wise or quarterly or weekly maybe, and then the sum will be calculated of month or the quarter or the year the way we have taken it. Then the average will be calculated, and this average will be further used to find the average of the averages, which is known as the grand average, and then the ratio will be calculated. How this will be done, we'll see further. So the basic formula for calculating the seasonal index is the ratio of seasonal average to grand average multiplied by 100. Now if this data is given month wise, then for example, if it is given month wise like January, February, and we want to, we'll go month wise. So first of all, we'll pick the seasonal index for January, and it will be calculated as monthly average for the month, that is January, upon the grand average multiplied by 100. Similarly for February and other months further. This will be shown further in further coming slides how it's been done. Similarly, if the data is arranged quarterly, then the ratio is seasonal index for first quarter. It will be the average of the first quarter upon the grand average multiplied by 100. And similarly for other second, third and fourth quarter. Now let's see the calculation part, which we'll be doing with the help of an example. So here the monthly sales data of a product has been given of 3 years, and we need to calculate the seasonal index for this using the simple average method. So very first we'll take out the monthly total. For example, for January, in the first column if you see, it's 15, 20, 18. So we have just taken out the total sum amount for the monthly total. Similarly for other months also, we'll first take out the monthly total value. Now with the help of the monthly total, we'll find out the monthly average, which is the total upon the number of years taken. So here the number of years are 3 and the total we have already calculated, which is 53. So that will be like 53 upon 3, that reaches to 17.67. I'm just explaining it for the first month, January, so that further the same thing has been applied for other months also. Now with the help of the monthly average, we'll find out the grand average, which is equal to the monthly average of all the months upon the number of months. So for summing up the monthly averages, we'll calculate the summation of the last row if you see, which starts from 17.67 plus 26 plus 24 plus 26 and further on till the month of December. So that will be the sum of the monthly averages of all the months. The value comes out to be 355.582. And the number of months are 12, of course. So the grand average first of all comes out to be 355 upon 582 divided by 12, which comes out to be approximately equal to 29.63. Now with the help of this grand average, where we already know what is the seasonal, what is the monthly average for January, we'll find out the seasonal index for January, which you can already see in the calculation. The seasonal index for January is 17.666 upon 29.361 multiplied by 100, where 17.666 is the monthly average for January upon the grand average multiplied by 100. That comes out to be 59.62. Similarly for other months, we can calculate the seasonal index for each month. The values are given here in the table just for an example. Now let us understand with another example where the production of a product is given quarterly, and here that is why the seasonal index for this quarterly data is required using the method of simple average. So as we have already seen the formula here, the seasonal index for first quarter, for example, if we want to calculate, the ratio would be average of the first quarter upon the grand average, which is the average of averages, multiplied by 100. So for the average of the first quarter, we'll take the total, quarterly total first of all. We'll sum up the first column, for example, like I'm explaining with the help of the very first quarter, because a similar method will be used for other quarters. So with the help of the quarterly total, we'll find out the average of the first quarter, which will be the quarterly total, which is 1463, as you can see in the first column, divided by the number of years, and we have taken a period of like 6 years here, so that will be the ratio of the two. The quarterly average comes out to be 243.8. Similarly, the quarterly average of the other quarters will also be calculated. Like you can see, for second quarter is 312, further is for 361 for third one, and 386.83 for the fourth quarter. Now with the help of these quarterly averages, the grand average will be calculated, which is the sum of all these quarterly averages upon the number of quarters. So it comes out to be 1304.333 upon 4. That comes out to be equal to 326.0833. So now with the help of the average of the first quarter and the grand average, we'll calculate the seasonal index that we need for the first quarter. For example, it is the ratio of the two. Ratio of the two means the average of the first quarter upon the grand average multiplied by 100. Average of the first quarter, as we already saw, comes out to be 243.83 upon the grand average, which we just calculated. It is 326.0833 multiplied by 100. That comes out to be 74.77. So in the end, we can only conclude that it's a very, very simple method with a lot of clarity and minimum noise or disturbance or deviations. The simple steps are simply the arranging the data, either period wise or season wise, and then taking the sum out to find the average, which will be further used to find the grand average, and the seasonal index can be calculated by taking the ratio of the two, multiplying by 100. So it's a very simple method basically, and that is why it gives much of clarity, and the applicability is also quite vast. Hope it could help. Thank you.